political talking points that do not serve you, voting for politicians that don't care about you, and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever, but there is no evidence to support that thought. There is evidence to show that the chance of us surviving is a lot slimmer than the chance of us existing for another 250 years. Your mind is broken. Andrew Tate famously said when asked about the easiest way to accomplish physical goals. He said this to convey the truth that anything that is valuable is difficult to achieve, but worth it. The mind of America is broken. The older generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generations are lost, and the middle class has disappeared. $100,000 a year was once a respectable salary, a goal for most. Now it is not enough to qualify for a mortgage. Boomers have made home prices so unaffordable that Gen Z has stopped even thinking about it as an obtainable goal. Blackstone and other private equity companies have been investing in the single-family home market for years now, and we are starting to see the impacts of this in our country. Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed, which has halted home sales. The actions of the boomers and the private equity companies has left an entire generation behind. Older generations don't understand our generation at all. They think we don't work and don't study like them because we are lazy, when in reality our school systems are harder and less rewarding than ever before, and working accomplishes nothing more than survival for most. My grandfather bought his first house for the equivalent of 10 chickens. He worked barely minimum wage and was able to provide for himself, my grandmother, and 3 children. Over time, he made more and became more successful, but his path to success would be impossible in today's day and age. If you worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you save 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much, because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our mind are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave, the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them. Be proud to be white. The American education system is a joke. It's no longer education, it is indoctrination. We send our kids to schools to become mindless zombies, compliant in a system that doesn't even like them. You are taught about the Holocaust and slavery, followed by the KKK and Jim Crow, and everything is taught in a way to deter you from being proud of who you are, to stop you from understanding your ancestors, to halt a true educational journey to persuade you to pursue an interest in a narrative that inevitably leads to your own demise. We grew up in an era of Black Lives Matter and reparations. White lives have been treated like villains in the society that we built, told their voices are less than, silenced, mocked, and shamed. But this is exactly what the school system set up from the start. They taught you that if you are white and proud, you will inevitably become a Nazi or a Klansman. They taught you that every culture is beautiful and has things to offer, but when they talk about white culture, it is colonialism, rape, and school shootings. If you are white, your application is put on the bottom for jobs and for colleges. You automatically have white privilege no matter your real circumstances. And want to know the best part of it all? White women have been some of the biggest voices behind attempting to silence white men and promoting multiculturalism. Instead of white women being proud of their heritage, they mock it. They feel ashamed. The female mind is an emotional labyrinth. It's a maze no one has figured out how to navigate, but the volatility of emotions has led to depression, self-hate, and cultural self-rejection. We live in a period of time with the most oppressed group of women to ever exist. Over 50% of women under 30 are on some form of antidepressant medication, altering their minds and critical thinking skills, dulling their emotions, turning them into mindless bastards. What's the best way to convince an entire race that they should not be proud of who they are, should celebrate the idea of their own race going extinct, get everyone jacked up on antidepressants, and take away their ability to think for themselves? This is exactly what has happened to us. We've been enslaved. White women vote for the policies that expedite white replacement in America and refuse to procreate with anyone that can't convince to join their cause. The pussy-deprived men will join the woman's fight in creating their own destruction. It's like the creation of artificial intelligence. We as humans created something that will destroy us all inevitably. White women have created and promoted a cause that supports their own demise, and they do it all under the disguise of inclusivity, positivity, and emotions. Kanye West had his entire life ruined over statements he made using his First Amendment rights. He became critical of Jewish supremacists and the Black Lives Matter movement. One famous picture everyone has seen is the picture of Candace Owens and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter shirts. The statement caused chaos, confusion, and retribution within the media. Famous radio hosts like Charlemagne at The Breakfast Club said in a radio segment, "A statement like White Lives Matter should never be tolerated, and any statement about which lives matter that doesn't include black people is a direct act of prejudice and racism." He condemned Kanye West and Candace Owens. Following this, multiple other media outlets targeted these individuals, and it got to the point where both were receiving death threats and hate mail daily. Two black people caused an international incident because they both wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter. If a white man wears a Black Lives Matter shirt, they are considered a hero to half the population, a brave warrior in a long fight against the racist, oppressive white man. But when a black man and woman wear a White Lives Matter shirt with the intention of spreading unity, they are vilified, demonetized, and cast aside in society. Growing up as a white man, you were taught that all of America's culture has been stolen, and white people never had a culture. White culture is colonialism, slavery, and racism. I was once told by a teacher of mine, instead of talking about the true white culture that exists in every corner of the earth you look. When was the last time you looked at art? Not garbage modern art like paint splattering on a canvas, but true art. The Sistine Chapel, Dali, the Mona Lisa, A Starry Night. That is white culture. That is white excellence. Every time you see a play or a beautiful story in a movie, that was inspired by Shakespeare. That is white culture. Elvis, the Beatles, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Beethoven, Isaac Newton, the list goes on. This is the blood that courses through your veins. This is the scale to which you can achieve but are told you shouldn't. White culture accepts nothing less than excellence. White culture is the driving force in world history. We built nations, conquered worlds, and influenced and determined the course of world history. The ideas of the past that so easily propagandized our ancestors failed to resonate with us. The young Gen Z white men don't think about the Holocaust or slavery or KKK. We don't care about Jim Crow and women's suffrage. Our politicians lie, affordability is terrible, 50-year mortgages, 15-year car loans, women act like trash, and they want us to focus on the actions of the white man from 80 years ago. That may have worked for the generations before us who grew up with things to look forward to and could buy houses for pennies. But when you strip an entire generation of any hope of a future like their ancestors had, you also radicalize the generations to push back on the rhetoric and policies that got us to this negative spot in the first place. We have realized that feeling guilty for being born white is a tool taught by leftists and self-hating whites to support a culture of white replacement, to support inclusivity to the point of no national identity. Before hard seller, you had to be a good, moral, high IQ white person to immigrate to America. In 2026, you get a priority if you are a brown or black leftist who hates American ideals. America is an empire in decline, funding and promoting its own dissolution. The history of white America is beautiful. Men bravely fought kings for freedom. We conquered lands and built an empire. We tamed horses and wolves and pursued greatness. White America created the Constitution, the literal foundation of this beautiful country. But in history classes, the white man is depicted as nothing more than a bloodthirsty tyrant looking to enslave and belittle everyone they deem below them. In their failure to educate, they have created a culture of white hate that has people questioning their own identity and roles in society. Instead of teaching the history of white Americans fighting through blood, sweat, and tears to end slavery, they teach young students that America and racism are synonymous, that white pride and nationalism led to this, and because of that, they can't be practiced again. This is an unfair burden to bestow upon children, telling little white boys and girls that they are oppressors and supremacists if they feel any sense of pride in their ancestors and identity. We celebrate black culture in America, we ignore its faults. We celebrate Muslim culture and ignore its faults. But when it comes to white history, we focus on the faults and ignore all the accomplishments. All of this has led to a culture of resentment on all sides. Minorities and white women resent the white man, while the white man resent the self-hating whites and the system itself that allowed this type of anti-white rhetoric to become so mainstream. As white men in this country, we want equality, not supremacy. We are all made equal under God and will all face judgment. What we do want is the end of white guilt. White guilt has emotionally manipulated white women into promoting their own extinction. It has made relationships harder to find, jobs impossible to climb, and the white population decreased in America by over 33%. This is unsustainable. We need to fight back against a system that promotes this woke garbage. The sooner we realize that the system is not on our side, the sooner we can start to dismantle and rebuild. We can create a system of inclusivity without the lingering pressure of forced assimilation. We don't need to allow millions of immigrants to come into America every year. We can promote the nuclear family and incentivize it. We don't have to teach white guilt, but can instead promote national unity. We can't accept the celebration of races going extinct, but we can celebrate the old ideas dying for new ones to take their place. We are the future. The generations pushing these ideas are the past. We are smarter, more innovative, and more willing to speak out than any other generation, and you would be failing your ancestors as a white man to not use your voice to save our race from extinction, to facilitate the destruction of a woke indoctrination in pursuit of truth and unity. Your voice is your God-given right. This is written on our hearts and in our blood. This is where the line has to be drawn, not in anger or hatred, but in clarity. We are not responsible for the sins of people we have never met. We are not required to feel guilt for simply existing. We are not obligated to hate ourselves to make other people feel comfortable. Pride should not be selective. Identity should not be conditional. And history should not be weaponized against the people who inherit it. What we need is not more division disguised as progress. We need real honesty. We need a system that teaches people where they come from without telling them they should be ashamed of it. A country cannot survive when one group is told to shrink while other groups are told to expand. That is not equality, so the simple answer is reject guilt that was handed to you. Reject narratives that demand your silence. Reject the idea that your identity is something to apologize for. Stand on truth, stand on fairness, stand on the principle that no one should be diminished in order for someone else to rise. Because the future isn't built by people who hate themselves, it's built by people who know who they were and refuse to let that be taken from them. America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. Glad to be back with you guys here today on Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Glad to be back with you. Hope it's been an interesting day. It's been a slightly boring news day. We do have a little bit of stuff to talk about today. Some interesting updates. I do want to talk a little bit about hantavirus. I do want to give some Iran war updates. It's been a little bit since we've done that. And it looks like we're getting some messaging out of the Trump administration. And just to say it at the start, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking the things I'm hearing so far. But we're going to give an update on that. I also want to talk about a crazy situation out of New Jersey with these two trannies in prison who are... I don't even know how to... we'll explain it when we get into the story. It's wild. But basically, there are these two trannies who were raping kids and... Basically, they manipulated the system so, a man could be in a woman's prison, and now they're trying to, get married to each other while they're in prison. It's a fucking insane thing, but what do you expect with mental illness? You expect mental ill things, so that's what we're seeing right now. But we will be talking about that today, and like I said, and like you've seen in the title and the... Oh, Chirp, thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifted sub. Much appreciated. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being a fan of the show. But as you guys probably saw from the title and the thumbnail of the video, today's video, or the featured story today, will just be us talking about how OnlyFans whores are ruining this fucking country. Really, they're ruining the world, the dating market. They're ruining a lot more than just in America, but this is America Unfiltered, not World Unfiltered. So... we're going to focus on how OnlyFans whores are ruining this country. And also to tie into it, we'll do we'll spin the OnlyFans women are bad, and we'll do a little Fishback is great segment, because Fishback is one of the people who's pushing back against OnlyFans the hardest. Out of all the politicians I've ever seen, I've never seen a politician go to war against a porn company like Fishback is. And for people who don't know what I'm talking about, or who may be critical of him, Fishback is actively trying to campaign to put a 50% sin tax on OnlyFans creators, which would be a massive hit to these creators, which would pretty much force them to most likely step out of the industry, or a lot of them at the very least. I mean, the average earnings of an OnlyFans whore is about $300 a month. So basically, these women are selling everything, they're selling all their morals for $300 a month on average. Most of these women end up doing it for a few months, realizing they're not going to make it, and then they just quit and they go back to working at a drive-thru or working at a diner or some shit like that. Most of the women who are doing it because they have nothing to actually offer this world besides their body. They are realizing that they are just retarded individuals who don't know anything, who don't know how the world works, don't understand business, don't understand finances or the economy at all. They probably couldn't even tell you what any of these things actually are. So what do? They decide, okay, I'm going to strip in front of a camera. That's exactly what we've seen happen. We have seen these OnlyFans whores just completely diminish themselves completely to the entire world. Someone said, so that's a no-go on the America Unfiltered OnlyFans? Dude, I should start an OnlyFans and just do my show exclusively on OnlyFans. You know how people do like Patreon shows? We'll do an exclusive OnlyFans only show. I'll be naked in it. No, I'm kidding. That'd be awful. That would be crazy. Hope you've been buying silver or property. Dollar's on its way out, unfortunately. Yeah, Bitcoin and gold. Bitcoin and gold, baby. Bitcoin and gold. I do realize that's one of the things, like, that's a pretty key chapter in the book I'm writing, where it's just the American dollar is not worth shit anymore. It hasn't been worth shit for a long time. It's essentially worthless. Someone said, start an OnlyFans and just read the whole Bible. That would be so funny. You want to know, like, something crazy? I wasn't even gonna, like, talk about this, but now that we're talking about it, I will. So I messaged it to Ceci, too, because I thought it was really funny. But I was out at a bar with my buddy last week. I was out at a bar with my buddy. My buddy's talking to this girl, and you know, she's being slightly vague about like what she does, but it's clear she's got a bit of money. And my buddy, you know, is pressing her a little bit. He's like, "Come on, so tell me what you actually do for work." And then she eventually says, "Okay, well, I'm an OnlyFans girl." And then I immediately, like, I had this moment where I was like, you ever watch The Matrix and you see the moment where he starts seeing everything in code and he starts seeing everything as the Matrix and he's able to dodge bullets and freeze them and pick them up and explode shit? Or like in Limitless, when he takes the pill and he writes that whole book, cleans his whole place, and, you know, he's super productive for a day. That was me in that moment. I was just like, holy shit. You know, I was born in 99 and I was bred for this moment exactly. My entire life has been leading up to this moment where I'm face to face with an OnlyFans whore who my friend was trying to get her number. And I look at her and I say, "Oh, so you do OnlyFans? That's really cool. Let me ask you something. Do you do like custom videos, stuff like that?" The look on her face, you know, immediately brightened up. She was like, "Oh, they're accepting me. They're even they might be customers." And then she goes, "Yeah, I definitely do. That's like a big part of, you know, what I do." And I was like, "How much would it cost for a custom video of your father saying he's proud of you?" And the look on this whore's face was unreal. I mean, she cried, she left the bar, she ran out. It was embarrassing for her. And that's how you have to act. You have to shame these whores. You know, this whore for a second thought I was going to be a customer, thought that I was going to give my goy dollars to her. Sorry, I worked hard for those shekels. You're not going to steal them, whore. You're not going to be able to take my shekels today, whore. But I will shame you. I will shame you. I will ask you for a custom video of your dad saying he's proud of you. And that I'd pay for. You know, if she was like $10, $20, $100, I probably would have paid for it. Would have been entertaining. Would have been funny. Would have been pretty good. But yeah, the look on her face was literally incredible. She started crying. She runs out of the bar. She's fucking bitching and moaning and screaming to her friend. She's calling me an asshole. She's calling me a misogynist. She called my mother a whore in the moment, and it's like, okay, like, so you act like a whore, and you don't like that I shame you for it, so then you call my mother a whore? It's crazy. These women are insane. But yeah, you have to hold these OnlyFans whores accountable, because they offer nothing to society. All they offer to society is they are getting young children addicted to pornography. Because I don't know about a lot of you guys, but I was first introduced to pornography at, let's say, 10 years old. I want to say around 10, maybe 11, but probably 10 years old. And it has a terrible impact on the young male mind. And then as you further develop it and it gets even more accessible over time, we only saw that, you know, the rise in internet porn, the rise in all these different porn sites, all these different access points. It only gets worse and worse. And right now, we're really, I'd hope we're at the peak of it and it starts declining from here, but I'm not even sure about that. It seems like it can only go crazier from here, which is extremely fucked up and sad when you think about it. You went from like, centerfolds in a magazine to now like VR. Like, it's just like, okay, let's pump the fucking brakes a bit, especially when you realize like how bad and how destructive OnlyFans and the porn industry is statistically. And then you look at the statistics of who's using it. 33% of all the users on OnlyFans, the people consuming it, are minors. And I think it's like 38% of all the consumers of Pornhub and major porn conglomerates are minors as well. So basically, these people are selling porn to children. And they're okay with it. They have the same access to statistics as we do. They have more access. So they really see it, and they just deny it. They really see it. We see it as well, but they just deny it. That's the difference. Is like we have moral compasses. These people are so morally fucked up. These people are so insane they couldn't find their head out of their ass. It is actually insane where these people are at mentally in this world right now, because we have people, like I said, actively selling porn to children and justifying it, saying, oh, it's First Amendment protected. It's like, okay, fuck you. Fuck you. That's First Amendment protected too. Fuck you. Porn should not be First Amendment protected. Porn is a destructive force in society. It's destructive to relationships. It's destructive to women. It's destructive to men. It hurts everybody. It hurts the people who are involved. It hurts the consumers. It hurts everybody from all angles. The people who are porn advocates are truly some of the most disgusting, grotesque people to ever exist. The people who justify porn usage say like, oh, it saves relationships. It's like, okay, if you need porn to save your relationship, you shouldn't be in a fucking relationship. It's that simple, actually. If you need porn to save your relationship, no, you need Jesus. You don't need porn. You need Jesus. Like, how is porn saving your relationship? Because you're not sexually attracted to your fat slam pig of a wife anymore, so you take your laptop in the bathroom to go jerk one off? It's like, that's not helping anybody. How about be a productive husband and get your wife on fucking Ozempic? Start jabbing her with peptides in her sleep. How about put her on a fucking treadmill? Maybe then you'll be sexually attracted to her and want to fuck her again. But like going in the bathroom to go stroke one out to a fucking porn star who just turned 18 yesterday is so demonic and evil and disgusting. It's just so sinful. And I will never understand it. I will never understand the arguments of the pro-porn side. Like, it's kind of like a thing with the left where I've talked about this a lot, where like people on the left will just conform to whoever's the most left. People on the left, they'll hear somebody say a more leftist talking point than they would say, and they'll just conform to it immediately. And that's kind of what's happened with porn. Like, porn was a taboo subject for a while for everybody. Nobody, like, a good example is at any given point, I think like 30% of all the internet traffic going on is pornography related. But nobody admits to doing it, or at least nobody used to. Now you have people who openly admit to it. We're in a little bit of a different culture, a shock jock type of culture. And people are more inclined to admit it, even though it is still shameful. But back in the day, it was extremely shameful. And then over time, through like the sexual liberation of women and feminism and just all the degeneracy we're seeing in society, it's became so normalized that it's like, for me to even call an OnlyFans person a whore, like, I'm going to get backlash from this from people I know who are on the left. I'm going to get backlash from this from people who are women, and it's like, why? Like, why? Why would you give me, like, 10 years ago, you would have supported what I'm saying. You probably would have said it yourself. You might not have been as pejorative as I'll be. You might not have called them worthless whores and sluts, or you might have not said that, like, the only decent thing about them is their body. Like, you might not be as rude as I am about it, sure. But everybody is thinking the things that I'm saying, or at least was thinking them 10 years ago, and nobody fucking says them anymore. You have a few people in the media who truly acknowledge the problems that porn brings to society, and Charlie Kirk, after we lost him, it felt like he completely went away. Charlie Kirk was one of the biggest voices against pornography usage, against women going into OnlyFans, against men consuming OnlyFans, against all of it, against the industries themselves. He even talked about how it was, big Jewish donors who were the ones who like fund these places. Pornhub, the company that owns Pornhub is like owned by a rabbi, and the industry itself was created by a secular Jew as well. It's extremely corrupt industry. But after we lost Charlie Kirk, like I said, we really we really took a massive hit in this because we had a major voice speaking about this so publicly, arguably one of the biggest voices in the country, somebody who inevitably would have been president of the United States. And now we just don't have anybody talking about like why porn is bad or keys to stay away from it. Because Charlie Kirk was somebody who struggled with a porn addiction himself, and it was courageous and brave of him to even acknowledge that publicly. Most people in the media would not. I've personally talked about how I've used pornography in the past and it was destructive. I've talked about how early I found it in life and how it was destructive. Charlie Kirk empowered me to talk about those things publicly. And I think more people in the media should, because I think seeing the real life outcomes, seeing what's happened over the last few years with women and the dating market and marriage and kids and the entire sentiment around all of it and people's ambitions and goals, they have completely shifted as we've gotten into this like post-COVID, everybody can go be famous in a whore type fucking economy. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's just so disgusting. It really is. So in moments like this, I really miss Charlie Kirk. In moments like this, I truly think what would Charlie Kirk say and do about a scenario like this? What would Charlie Kirk, how would he handle this situation? And I know, obviously, he would speak out against pornography. It's hard to say exactly what he'd say because Charlie he was a special talent. And to be honest, I've just been missing Charlie a lot recently. It's a noticeably shittier world without Charlie Kirk. It's noticeably 10 times shittier in this world without Charlie Kirk. And again, I'm someone who disagreed with Charlie on a lot. I found a lot of points to disagree with him on, although we agreed on a lot of the things. But it's noticeably shittier. The way people talk to each other, the way people represent themselves, the way the Trump administration has gone with the Iran war and the Epstein rhetoric, it's all just noticeably worse without Charlie Kirk. That really did make such a, it's sad to say that the left got exactly what they wanted when they killed him. They got exactly what they were aiming to accomplish, which was to really choke the right, and that's what's happened. We are seeing so many people who feel stuck. We're seeing so many people who don't know the direction to go in or don't know what to say or what they can and can't say or what's socially acceptable and not. And Charlie Kirk was a big leader in pushing the Overton window a little bit, and there have been people who have talked about black crime, black culture. Charlie Kirk made that a mainstream talking point. When Charlie Kirk said something, it became mainstream. At a point, it wasn't mainstream to say, I don't want abortions for rape and incest. That was, extremely taboo. Charlie Kirk normalized that, made it mainstream. And I think, I don't know, just seeing the world post-Charlie Kirk, in the year one AK, the year one after Kirk, it's just extremely sad to see. I don't know, kind of has me black-pilled a bit. Let's read a couple people in the live chat, then we'll actually go into the show. Let's see, let's start over here. Someone goes, toughen up, you've never seen a world war, you should respect your elders. Okay, well, if my elders weren't retards, I would respect them more. You haven't charged the beaches against Japanese machine guns or had firefights deep in the jungle with Charlie. Dude, what are you fucking talking about? Did you fucking storm Japanese? What are you fucking talking? Shut the fuck up. You would be the oldest person on Twitch if you stormed. Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay. Christian goes, agreed. Epic. Ozempic. Someone says you shouldn't watch OnlyFans. Yeah, no shit. That's okay. Are you retarded? I actually have to ask, are you fucking retarded? You shouldn't watch. That's what this episode's about, fucktard. No shit. No shit. Holy shit. Charlie married a Jewess. He didn't understand he was still just a goy and paid the price. Again, I don't think Erica was behind that. Someone said, have you tried not being a cuck? Okay, you're just a retard. Let's see. Let's go to the kick chat. Someone said, I think Brittany is Miami Groypet. No, she's not. That wouldn't make sense. Me and Brittany are really cool. So, no, that just wouldn't. Someone was shitting on LeBron. You were right. LeBron lost. JT goes, we used to sneak the Playboys from the convenience store. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. The great Kirk would say you should like Larry Bird more than LeBron. Okay, I love Larry Bird. Again, I'm a Celtics fan. I like Larry Bird. But LeBron's the greatest of all time. It's just I fail to see any argument that LeBron is not as good as Jordan. I don't know. The only argument is the 6-0, but we did that yesterday. We're not going to do it again today. But LeBron is better. LeBron is better overall, not even fucking close, actually, to me. It's not even close. Like, I would even, the better question to me is, is Jordan number 2 or number 3? That's the better question to me. Is Curry number 2 or is Jordan number 2? That's the better question to me. Curry revolutionized the game. So did Jordan, but what Curry did was absolutely incredible. And Jordan's highlights eventually just became, your average, seventh man's highlights. Like spinning layups, buzzer beat. Okay, it's yeah, it's impressive, but DeMar DeRozan does that too. Okay, who cares? Who fucking cares? Someone said, I'm a Heat fan and dislike him. Hate was a strong word. Oh, he said, I hate LeBron, not gonna lie. Biggest hater award, 20 years run. Dude, when he was on the Heat, that was pretty incredible. You gotta admit, that was a great team. Who was the lineup? You had Chalmers, Wade, LeBron, Battier, and Bosh? Holy shit. That was incredible. And then you had Ray Allen coming off the bench. One of, arguably, the second or third greatest shooter of all time. It's just crazy. Crazy to me. Ugh, crazy to me. Okay. But yeah, see, I know ball. I could tell you the entire starting lineup. Here's the thing. I know ball better from 10 years ago than I know it now. If you told me a team, if you said 2015, this team, I could probably tell you their starting lineup. But we're not doing that today. But let's get into the actual show. Please remember to smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on all platforms. Join the Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. And check out our website, autv.shop. autv.shop. We got new stuff going up on the store tomorrow. Someone said Giannis is better than LeBron. One thing, that's just not how you spell it. That's not even fucking close. Yanus is how you spelt it. Not even close. Not even remotely fucking close. And to say Giannis is better than LeBron is just a troll statement. I remember when Giannis got drafted. I remember, sure, Giannis is a special talent. He's a specimen. He's so lengthy. He's so powerful. But to compare him to LeBron is retarded. Again, telling me you don't know anything about basketball without fucking telling me. Who has the better movie? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, about dude, obviously Jordan. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's who has the better movie? Obviously fucking Jordan. LeBron sucks. Space Jam 2 was trash. It was China garbage. Not even the biggest spaceman guy. Yeah, Space Jam guy. If I an old basketball movie like that, I like Mike. I like Mike. That's a good one. It's got Todd from Breaking Bad in it when he was just a kid before he got all fat and retarded. That was the real quick side tangent. That was the shittiest thing about the whole Breaking Bad movie. We're going to transition to some completely random here, but that was the craziest thing about the Breaking Bad movie is you watch Breaking Bad and you're like, holy shit, this is such an incredible series. This is so well put together, so well written, the casted perfectly, blah, blah, blah. You see Todd, he's the guy who shoots the little boy, Drew Sharp. If you haven't seen it, sorry to spoil that. But he's just kind of a piece of shit all around. And then he's the guy who inevitably enslaves Jesse towards the end of the show. And then you go to the movie, which, if you watch the movie, it takes place immediately following the finale. The finishing scene of the finale is the starting scene of the movie. But the difference is Todd, in the same day, somehow gained 80 fucking pounds or 100. He was fat as fuck in that movie, and it was excruciating to watch. I remember watching that with my friends. We stayed up all night because the movie released at 3 a.m. Eastern time. We stay up all night. We're so excited for it. We're in college. We were watching it, and we're like, why is this guy so fucking fat? What the fuck? And that's all we could think about for the entire movie. All we could think about is, this guy is fatter than shit. This is crazy. Yeah, just insane. Just insane. Literally insane. But okay, let's get into the actual news. Let's get into the actual news. That was a bit of a distraction there. But okay, here we go. We're going to go into our first story, which is this, and then we'll kind of explain it. Or someone else actually gives us a good explanation of it. But basically, here's the headline. 2 transgender pedophiles housed in a woman's prison in New Jersey are seeking to get married to each other as part of settlement negotiations in a witchcraft discrimination lawsuit. Yeah, so it's as crazy as it sounds. They are seeking to get married to each other as part of a settlement negotiation in a witchcraft discrimination lawsuit. Marina Valls and Ashley Romero raped Valls' 7-year-old daughter. And you can see these people look fucking insane. But then here's the story. So to summarize, father kidnaps his 7-year-old daughter, lets another transgender rape her on camera for their transgender porn business, gets arrested, placed in a woman's prison, even as a man, sues prison for religious discrimination because they denied him access to magic witchcraft items. Okay, like, it is most likely going to win. Settlement demand includes requests to marry the other trans pedophile who raped his daughter, who is in the same woman's prison. Imagine saying that to a Victorian child. Imagine repeating that statement to a Victorian child. Imagine explaining this to, like, holy shit, like, absolutely fucking insane. So, this tranny kidnaps another trans person's daughter. They rape the kid, film it, get arrested, then they go to jail. They then sue the jail because the jail's not allowing them to have access to what do they call it? Magic witchcraft items, which is their religion. Their religion is magic witchcraft, whatever the fuck that means. But apparently you could just start your own religion and, you could sue it. Like, it's just actually fucking insane. I feel like my mind is getting raped trying to comprehend and read this and report on this story. This is just so insane. But then they sue the prison, and one of their stipulations in the lawsuit is you have to let me marry the tranny who raped my kid. Do I need any more evidence to start the slave camps tomorrow? Just taking a poll. Do I need any more evidence to start my slave camps tomorrow? Like, why not? Give me the argument that we shouldn't have slave camps. After reading this headline, tell me the argument why we shouldn't take the worst people in society and put them in slave camps and just make them slaves. I fail to see it, because this person is no use to society. To think that this person's going to live their life out in a prison, that we're going to reform them because New Jersey's a gay liberal state, and then they're going to release these rapists, these tranny rapists back into society, is insane to me. These people need to be sent to a slave camp for the rest of their life, where they will be working in fields, picking cotton and strawberries, and making shoelaces till the day they fucking die. Like, that is the only reasonable outcome in a situation like this. It is just so absurd for us to say that we are going to try and rehabilitate these people, or we are going to try and, like, reintegrate them into society eventually. Like, what is the point? Do you think you're ever going to be able to fix this? Because that's just pure demonic evil. You have a child. You then transition your gender. You then take another person, you transition their gender, which, again, it's all a mental illness. They take these people, they then rape their child, film it, distribute it, get arrested, and then sue the fucking prison saying they're not letting me get a magic wand and a cape, so I want to be able to marry the person who raped my kid while I'm in here. Why are we so accommodating? Why the fuck are we not just like, no, you're gonna go work in a fucking slave field till the day you die, sir? Like, why are we being accommodating by any means with a situation like this? I fail to see how it helps Americans to be accommodating in a situation like this. I fail to see how it helps Americans to be accommodating in any scenario. But to be accommodating in a scenario where you're like, oh yeah, we should let this person marry their transgender partner because they're suing us because we didn't allow them to get fucking potions and magic wands and shit. It's like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Like, again, imagine explaining this story to, like, anybody from any other century. Imagine having to break down, like, first of all, like, what a tranny is, and then having to break down, like, schizophrenia, and then having to break down, like, internet porn and child pornography, and then having to break down how these people are statistically a lot more likely to engage in that. and then break down how these people raped their own child, got sent to prison. They're men in a woman's prison in New Jersey, and now they're suing the court to allow them to get married because they're witches and they're not allowed to access their witchcraft materials. It's like, I thought we used to just kill witches. I support that. I thought we used to just like kill them. And again, I'm anti-death penalty, so I would prefer to enslave them. But if my only options are kill them or this, like, I choose kill them. I choose kill them. It is not acceptable to be accommodating to this type of filth and demonic evil in our society. And it's just so disgusting to me. Somebody says, what's your favorite anime? I don't watch anime. Never have. Probably never will. Not a fan. I think I watched, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit when I was a little kid. And then, like, you know, I blew past that phase eventually when I grew up. I've never been a fan of anime. But yeah. There you go. Someone said, I know you said no whipping, but maybe a few exceptions. Yeah, again, like, we could beat these slaves for sure. Yeah, like, these people are just, like, fucked up. And I just want to show you guys, like, these people again. Like, look at these freaks. Look at these freaks. Like, these are the type of people where it's like, okay, we see blacks, we cross the street. We see these people, we cross the fucking street too. We don't go near these fucking people. To be honest, I preemptively call the police when I see a person like this. I profile, I'm like, hey, this person has no soul behind their eyes, and they look like a freak. Like, that's what you have to do. You cannot accept this. This is... The fact that this is socially acceptable, and I'm not trying to make the argument that, like, raping your kids is socially acceptable. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say the fact that we, like, normalize this so much where it's, like, men and women's prisons and, like, they make their own religions and now they're suing the state over discrimination because they didn't have access to potions and shit. It's like, how did we get this far? Like, even without the child rape, this story is insane. But then you add in the child rape and it's like, okay, let's enslave these people. Like, let's literally put these people in slave camps because these are mentally ill, sick fucks. And then people are like, oh, why are you like... Because, again... When I had the whole thing with the fucking tranny a week and a half ago, I was like, okay, this is really weird. This is, like, kind of uncomfortable. This is a demonic tranny freak who's making weird comments online. They said they killed somebody else, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, to the people who are like, oh, it's not that serious, not that big of a deal, you gotta realize that these people are sick. That there is a real mental illness going on, and these people are demonic and sick, and instead of treating their mental illness, we have affirmed it, and we have told them that they're perfect, and they're a victim, and everything they do is all fucking hunky-dory, and nothing's ever bad, and this has become a real problem in society, to the point where we have these people enabled to feel like they can sue the state over witchcraft bullshit, and feel like they should be able to marry the people who rape their own kids, and that they can, like, make videos online threatening to kill people because they don't like them. Like, this is what we're dealing with. This is where we're at in society. And it's just, again, it's like, there's a lot of things I love about this time period. I always say, like, if I could be born in any time period, I love the one I'm in now. I love a lot of the things about it. You know, I don't want to change that. But at the same time, you look at a lot of the negative things and you're like, holy shit, imagine having to explain this to anybody. Like, you could take the furthest left person from 1901 and try and explain this to them, and they would look at you like you were a sick demonic freak, and you would get killed by them, rightfully so, for even explaining these ideas out loud. It is actually just insane where we're at. Someone said, you might be in the GOAT discussion. I'm in the GOAT discussion. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Greatest of all time? Maybe. Maybe. Depends at what? Depends at what? At knife tricks? I think I'm the greatest at all time. I'd like to see somebody else get on live stream and do this. Like, I'd like to see somebody else get on live stream and do this. I am the greatest of all time at certain things. Not at everything, but at certain things, I am greater than most. I challenge any live streamer. Go play Five Finger Fillet with your fucking fingers on live stream. Do it with no delay in the stream either. Do it. Let's see how it works out for you. I got balls that nobody else has. Somebody says throat goat for... Okay, let's chill there. Let's chill. Like, what the fuck is throat goat? Fuck you. What are you talking about? Okay, let's go on, though. Let's move on from the demonic tranny story. Let's get on to our next story, which is going to be the hantavirus discussion. We've talked about it before. We covered it briefly. We're going to cover it a bit more right now, because it seems like the media is taking a little bit of a different turn with this. When it first started, when we first heard about the outbreak on the cruise ship, the media was very quiet about it for the most part, or a lot quieter than I would have anticipated them to be. they were, reporting on it. But, oh, JT, God bless you. Thank you.
Gifted 1 subscription on Twitter.
Thank you. God bless you, JT. You're the man. Appreciate you. Me and you disagree about Jordan versus Legoat, but it's okay. You're forgiven. We love you, JT. Thank you for always being a supporter and fan of the show. God bless you, brother. What was I saying? Oh yeah, hantavirus. So the media originally was reporting kind of quietly about this. They weren't saying a ton about it, and they weren't fear-mongering a lot. The only real fear-mongering we got was like, oh, the mortality rate is like 40%, which that is true. That is scary. But now we're getting more reporting by the media. Here's the headline from NBC that goes, it has been assumed that hantavirus is contagious only if someone is in close contact with someone who's having symptoms. Some experts now suggest it's possible it may be more contagious than thought. And this comes after we're finding more cases. Somebody might have contacted it who was on the plane with the woman who flew to South Africa. More people from the ship may have contacted it. And now we're finding cases throughout the United States and throughout the rest of the world. Not a ton of cases. We're still at under 100 total, to my knowledge, unless they're, misreporting it. But I don't think that. I think if they're going to misreport it, they'd overreport, not underreport, most likely. The media loves to fearmonger. But right now, what we're hearing, like I said, under 100 cases, it's not something that people necessarily need to be concerned about, but I do think it's something where we need to watch the media and the government a little bit with this, because under Donald Trump's first administration is when we saw COVID start. Under Trump's second administration now is when we're possibly seeing, or what they're saying could be the start of the next pandemic. You literally have Polymarket putting out odds on will the hantavirus turn into another pandemic, and they're putting it at like 20% to start, which is a little bit weird, a little bit freaky, which I'm not, too fond of. And then here's another report we got on a news segment today from Fox. They go, hantavirus update, the number of confirmed hantavirus cases have risen to 9, with World Health Organization officials warning the number is expected to grow despite ongoing containment efforts. In the U.S., officials say there is a 1 confirmed case and another person showing symptoms, while 16 people remain isolated in Nebraska. Honestly, kill them all. 8 states are now monitoring for possible symptoms, as the White House says it is closely tracking the situation amid the virus's long incubation period. Yeah, because that's one of the things. They say, like, when you get it, you won't even know you have it for a while, and you're still spreading it around. Someone said mortality rate's still staying high. To my knowledge, it is. To my knowledge, it's staying high. But what they're also saying is, I don't know if I got it pulled up. To be honest, I don't think I did. I should have. But what they're now saying is that the disease itself is mutated to be more aggressive, that it is transferring from human to human faster, that it has been mutating over time. And that's what I want people to be concerned about. Not the statement itself, but be concerned about the messaging behind it. What we know about this virus is that you get it from like rat shit. You get it from being exposed to like rat shit. The guy who originally got it was a person on the cruise ship who was infatuated with birds, and they like taking pictures of birds. And at one of the stops, they went to a landfill to take pictures of birds. So they went to a dump to take pictures of birds, like an absolute fucktard. They got this virus, and then they spread it along the cruise ship, and multiple people died after. But now they're saying, there's one strain only that could be passed human to human, but that one strain is now mutated to be an even more aggressive version of the strain. And it's like, whether that's true or not, we really don't know. And to be honest, we're in a place in our country where it's like, we don't trust the officials. Like, the CDC, the World Health Organization, the president himself, like, all these people have lost their credibility. All the people who were surrounding COVID lost their credibility. All the people who were saying, like, 6 feet, 2 weeks, masks, all this, but like, we found out 99.999 repeated percent was lies, that it was all exaggeration, lies, bullshit, the vaccine, etc. And now they're springing this on us, and they want us to just trust it. And I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying don't completely just like immediately throw it out the window. But I am saying be skeptical. Be skeptical. We weren't skeptical enough last time. And it was so like ridiculed and mocked to be skeptical during COVID. And then now that everybody is skeptical of these people, I urge everyone to keep that. Keep that with you. Like, don't like just let it go because you hear some fear-mongering stories online, or you hear like a crazy story from some fucking coworker or retard you're related to. Be skeptical of your government. Be skeptical of the World Health Organization. Be skeptical of the CDC. These are groups who most times do not have your best interests in mind. They rarely do anything to help you. Another big one would be the I'm drawing a blank. What's the FDA? It's like the FDA doesn't give a fuck about you. The FDA will put like there is a acceptable amount of rat shit that could be in your food. There's acceptable amounts of like bird tracings that could be in your food, but they want to like fearmonger about this and like talk about this like they have some moral high ground. It's just fucking insane to me. It's actually crazy. So what I will say is this virus is a little bit worrisome. You know, there is some bad stories to come from it. There is some, some things that we're definitely keeping an eye on. But at the same time, be skeptical. You know, do not just accept every narrative you hear. And that includes mine. Like, I tell people who watch my show, it's like, don't just believe me. Like, fact check me. Go and fact check the things I say if you don't believe it. I aim to tell the truth. I aim to tell the truth no matter what it supports. The truth is what's important. The truth will always be what is important. Not protecting groups, not protecting people, not protecting presidents, blah, blah, blah. The truth is what's important. The truth is all that matters in the end. But let's keep going on. Let's keep going on with our show. Let's get into the Iran coverage for a bit. We had a video come from Donald Trump. And Donald Trump gave a message that I really did not like. And people are going back and forth on social media about this statement that Donald Trump said. But let's listen to it right now and let's hear what you guys have to say.
To what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
To what extent are...
Okay, so basically how I hear that is I don't care about how Americans are struggling or how much they're struggling or how much their lives have gotten worse since this war started with prices. As long as we meet the strategic objectives of the neocons in Israel, that's all that matters to me. That's what I hear when Donald Trump says a statement like that. And the rhetoric coming from Donald Trump and his administration about the war is just absolutely ridiculous because it went from like, we are stopping their nuclear ambitions, even though, that's a huge contradiction from their statements in June where they said they had destroyed the nuclear facility and any statement otherwise was fake news. But that's how it started. And then it pushed to like regime change. And then it pushed to like liberating the people of Iran. And then it pushed to like their missiles. And then it came back to like radical Islam, and then it came back to their nuclear ambitions again. And it's like the goalpost is consistently shifted throughout this entire conflict. And it is because they are just trying to push propaganda to the American people. The real thing is we are meeting Israel's objectives. Israel has the Greater Israel Project. They want to expand their territory. They've wanted regime change throughout the entire Middle East. We saw it with the United States, with Afghanistan, with Syria, with Iraq. Now we're seeing it with Iran. We're seeing it with all these different places. And it's all been the United States pushing regime changes for Israel. Israel lobbied the United States for these things. The United States then fulfilled them. And then now that's what we're seeing again. And it's coming at a time where everybody, all the young people, whether you're on the left, you're on the right, all the young people are standing against Israel. They're standing against Netanyahu. They're standing against their government. They're standing against organized Jewry and Jewish supremacy. And they're definitely standing against the country of Israel and their involvement with United States politics. Not only do they influence our politicians, they pay our politicians, they lobby our politicians, they hold blackmail over our politicians. But we've allowed this to just be acceptable in the United States for a very long time, for decades and decades and decades. And now it's gotten to the point where Israel's been lobbying for this war for the last 30 years. We have had Benjamin Netanyahu saying that they are 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon for the last 30 years or so. He said it in front of Congress. He said it on media. He said it on Ben Shapiro. He said it in front of his government, our government, everybody. This guy's a total fucking whore. Anybody who will listen to him talk, he'll talk about how Iran is 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. It even got to be like such a, big thing that like people even spun it into a joke where it was like, the guy even put on my Instagram the other day, I was like, Benjamin Netanyahu, my loud black neighbor, is 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. It became like an internet joke. Actually, somebody got arrested for that in Florida. They made a joke about it in like a WhatsApp group chat with like 200 people on a college campus. they're like, Benjamin Netanyahu, the building over there holding that event is 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. And they got literally arrested for this. And the judge who sentenced them was a Jew. Not surprising at all. Not surprising. But the most recent update we're getting is this right here, which is, fairly concerning when you hear the rhetoric coming from the Trump administration where they're touting that we're winning the war on all fronts. Iran's on their heels. They're defeated. They have no leadership. They have nothing, no infrastructure. And then we hear this. Secret new assessments say Iran has operational access to 30 of its 33 missile sites along the Strait of Hormuz, suggesting that its military remains far stronger than President Donald Trump has asserted. So basically, like I've said, and, again, we got to put the Vindicated Again award banner up here. But like I've said, we are losing this war. We went into the war, where the Strait of Hormuz was not under control of Iran, and now they have control over it. And we're seeing the outcome of that in the United States economy. We're seeing everything go up. We're seeing Donald Trump get less and less popular by the moment because of this. And all that we're hearing from them is, oh, everything's perfect. Everything's great. Iran is about to surrender any day. And then you hear Iranian media and they're like, no, the fuck we're not. What are you talking about? Like, we will never give up our nuclear ambitions. They're like, we're going to die if we give them up. So why don't we go out and die trying to do it? Like, if we're going to die anyway, why wouldn't we at least try and do this? Because if we do succeed, we won't die then. If we do build a nuke, they will not kill us. They will not kill all of us and nuke our country. Because we've gotten to the point where we've had our president threaten to end their civilization and nuke them. They don't take that lightly. They're not just sitting back and they're like, oh yeah, like we forgot about that. Just because it happened a few weeks ago doesn't mean they forget. They will remember that statement for a very long time. And if you don't think that statement is a motivator for them to be like, okay, yeah, we have to get this nuke built or else we are going to fucking die, you're insane. Like, that's what that is. And they're trying to pitch it as like, oh no, it's Donald Trump using power to negotiate. It's like, how the fuck has that worked out so far? It took him 11 months to end the war in Gaza, which hasn't really ended. It's about to start again. He couldn't really stop the stuff in Lebanon. The war with Russia and Ukraine, fucking disaster how Donald Trump has handled that. And then now this. The president of No New Wars is now involved in this war that we really cannot win. Unless we are actually willing to, us and Israel, nuke the shit out of Iran and end their entire country, we cannot win this war. And if we did that, it wouldn't end up pretty. Like, if we nuked Iran, theoretically what would happen is we would then be in a major war with other major players and other major countries who are a lot more powerful than Iran, who already have nukes. It would not be accepted on the global scale that the United States use nuclear weapons against Iran for Israel, because everybody at this point realizes that the United States actions are not for the benefit of the United States. They want to tell us like, oh, they want to kill Americans. They want to nuke America. It's like they couldn't even fucking reach it if they wanted to. Even if they tried their hardest, they could not even reach us. Wouldn't even get close. Why do they want to nuke? They want to nuke because Israel's in the region. Israel has an entire arsenal of nukes that we haven't even forced them to talk about. We have a nuclear ambiguity with them where we don't even make them acknowledge the fact that they have nukes. They have hidden this fact from the world, and they've been very secretive about it, but we all know it's there. They've had their moments where they slip up and they mention it. We know all the secrets where they stole the American nuclear secrets, brought them to Israel, stole the nuclear material itself, brought it over to Israel to their Dimona facility. We've seen all the evidence. That's the reason they want the nuke. They want the nuke because Israel will fucking kill them. Because Israel has a nuke. And what's the only way to deter Israel from going to war, pushing regime change, killing all their fucking people with the United States? To have a nuke. And again, I don't support them having a nuke. The better outcome is Iran doesn't have a nuke. But at the same time, we also had a fucking deal so they wouldn't get to a nuke. And Donald Trump tore that up thinking, oh, I can negotiate a better one. It's like, okay, how's that going for you? How's that working out? How's your negotiating going, Donald? You're 79 years old. You can't negotiate shit. You could barely get off the couch without someone helping you. You're an old fucking man. You're not the once 40-something-year-old guy who built New York City fucking skyscrapers. You're not that same guy anymore. You don't carry that same weight. You don't have that same power that you used to have. People look at you and laugh. They shake your hand and it bruises. It's embarrassing to have Donald Trump as president at this point. The guy is a complete fucking retard. He's a complete coward. And all he does is like the most boomerish shit. It's like trying to talk to your like your boomer grandparents or whatever, and you're explaining something, and they're like, oh, no, I'm older than you. I know more than you. Here's what it actually is. It's like, okay, fucktard. You watch Fox News. I get more information than you from 30 seconds of scrolling X or TikTok than you get in a week or month of watching Fox News. But these retards want to talk to us like we know nothing and they know everything because they're fucking older or whatever. Donald Trump is no different than every other boomer retard who's obsessed with Fox News. That's the real red pill about Trump. It's just crazy that we're even dealing with this. It's crazy we're involved in this war. It's crazy that people in America are supporting this. It's crazy that MAGA is supporting this. You know, MAGA went from like the anti-establishment to the establishment. MAGA went from we're going to tear down the lobbyists and the globalists and the neocons to like we only want globalists and neocons and retards. That's all they have left. The only people who are still MAGA are like Jews, neocons, Fortune 500. Like it's all the people who gain something. The American people are not gaining anything. If you're an American youth, if you're a young man in this country, specifically a young, straight white Christian man, you're getting nothing out of this. You are actually just losing out of this. You're putting more money into your taxes for these people to just keep robbing, raping, and looting you. You are in a situation where you're in a war, you have no say. If you talk out against it, you're just an anti-Semite piece of shit who was never MAGA in the first place. It's like, okay, you have to be able to realize that, like, I didn't leave MAGA. MAGA left me. MAGA left us all. We didn't just step away from MAGA. MAGA stepped away from us. MAGA used to be the people who were against neocons, the people who were against globalists, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. Now what is it? It's Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro. Is that the MAGA you envisioned when Donald Trump came down the escalator in 2015? And Marco Rubio. Donald Trump pointed at Marco Rubio in his primary debate and said, this guy's funded by the Adelsons. This guy's a puppet. He's a bitch. And now Donald Trump is saying, you know what? I think he should be the next president of the United States. It's like, what the fuck happened? Don't say that I changed. Don't say that I left MAGA or that I was never MAGA. You are the piece of shit. You are the one who abandoned us. You are the one who left us. You are the one who switched up everything. And you did it for money because you're a whore. Donald Trump is no better than an OnlyFans whore. Donald Trump is worse than an OnlyFans whore. Donald Trump has sold out the American people. He sold out the MAGA crowd. He sold out young Republicans everywhere. He sold out the youth and future of this nation for financial gain, for profit, to be a part of the establishment that once tried to put him in fucking prison over felonies that happen every fucking day in New York City. You can't spit on Wall Street without seeing a felony. But Donald Trump gets put through the fucking ringer over this, and because of that, Donald Trump completely flips sides. Or maybe it's not because of that, but that was definitely a major turning point in it all. So Donald Trump cozies up to the same people trying to put him in fucking prison, selling all of us out, and then he has the balls to stand up there and say, you're not MAGA. I don't give a shit about the financial situations of America as long as Iran doesn't get a nuke. It's like, okay, who does that fucking help? Besides Israel and the Jews, who the fuck does that help? How does that help the young, white, Christian, straight man in this country who can't get married because the dating market's full of shitty, whorish women and can't afford a house because of foreign nationals that you are allowing to pour into this nation? And the big companies that are just buying the single-family homes. Donald Trump is allowing all that. But he wants to say, we're not MAGA. It's like, what is Make America Great Again? Was America great when we were filled with neocons, warmongers, when we were filled with people like Lindsey Graham who says, I want to send every young man and woman in South Carolina over to Israel? Is that MAGA? Is that what MAGA is? If so, then yeah, you're right. I was never MAGA then. I was never MAGA if that's what MAGA is. But that's not what MAGA always was. MAGA changed, we didn't. Our policies, our thoughts, our beliefs have stayed the same. If anything, maybe they've gotten a little bit more radicalized as different radicalizing moments have happened. Irina Zarutska, Charlie Kirk, different things that have happened over time that have, pushed us a little bit further to the right. But to say that we left MAGA is one of the most insane backwards statements that I've ever heard. And I had a huge debate with Ceci about it because Ceci was like, oh, you left MAGA. It's like, no, you have to realize MAGA left us. You have to realize that, like, what Donald Trump stood for in 2015 is what a lot of us still stand for. And sure, it might be a little bit further than what he originally said, But still, the point still stands. It's like, we didn't change. Donald Trump completely changed. All these people on the left, they still think Donald Trump is the same, like, dictator-like figure that, you know, they tried to make him out to be early on. It's like, no, Donald Trump is like a leftist pussy now. That's what Donald Trump is. He's somebody who'll be like, no, mass deportations, that's way too unpopular. We'll never do that again. We'll never even utter those fucking words again because it's so unpopular in the country. But Iran war, like, doesn't matter what the American people are feeling. Financially, doesn't matter what they're saying in the polls, doesn't matter anything. That's what we need to do. And that's just that is the perfect picture of how MAGA has abandoned us. Mass deportations, too unpopular. We can't do it. Iran war, doesn't matter how unpopular it is. We're going to do it because Israel wants it, and they're holding blackmail over me with Epstein. That's what we're seeing in real time. And then, again, they're just like, oh, MAGA, you were never MAGA. You were never... It's like, fuck you. Fuck you and everything you stand for. Fuck you, Cat Turd. Fuck you, Benny Johnson. Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you, J.D. Vance. Fuck you, Turning Point USA. Fuck all these people who are standing with this. Charlie Kirk would have stood against it. Charlie Kirk did stand against the Iran conflict. It is despicable and insulting for these people to do this. It is disgusting. It actually infuriates me. It really upsets me. It gets me going. It really grinds my fucking gears, to use a Family Guy. Fucking A. Okay. Let's see. Should we go on? Should we get into our... Oh, yeah, we're already 54 minutes in. Let's get into our main segment. Why OnlyFans whores are ruining this fucking country. Why OnlyFans whores have completely ruined dating in this country. I saw a recent stat, which, again, we've talked about it before on the show. We've talked about these stats around marriage and, you know, people who are married and own a house by 30. But just to look at the marriage stat alone. Less than 20% of 30-year-olds are married. And then the amount married with kids is way, way less than that. It is insane how bad everything's gotten. And it's not just, like, to say that, you know, the reason it's all dropped is, like, affordability. That's a big part of the problem. I'm not going to lie about that. Affording weddings, kids, all that, it's extremely expensive. Having a wife alone is probably pretty fucking expensive. So there's definitely a financial element to it, but that's not what we're going to focus on today. What we are going to focus on today is feminism. What we are going to focus is what feminism led to. Feminism started, and one, it was started by a man. It wasn't started by a woman. Most women, when they heard about feminism, were not into it. Similar to, like, voting. Women didn't really want to vote at first. Women, like, the first bikini that was ever made by a Jew, by the way. First bikini that was ever made. They couldn't even find a woman to model it, so they had to hire a stripper. Like that's how, like, taboo a lot of these things were. People didn't want to act this way, but through generations of indoctrinating these young women to become whores, we are now seeing the reality of, like, you know, Bonnie Blue type figures. We're seeing what feminism truly leads to. When feminism is truly practiced, it's not just like women voting and women in the workforce a little bit and women being able to have their own bank accounts. What it is a woman laying on her back so 1,000 different guys in masks could come and fuck her one by one for 40 seconds straight for 24 straight hours. Like, that's what feminism is when it's truly practiced. What feminism is when it's truly practiced is this. The America you want. Sorry. I hit the pause show for a second. What it is this right here. It is Shannon Elizabeth finalizes divorce from second husband, Simon, whatever the fuck, after OnlyFans success. It's women leaving their husbands because they're selling their bodies online like whores. This was once a thing that if women did, we would shit on them. No woman who was an actress or whatever, no respectable actress at least, would engage in pornography because it would ruin their careers. But now you have, like a good example is, like, the, what's her fucking name? What's Chris's wife in Sopranos before he kills her? Adriana Lacerva, whatever her real fucking name is, I forget. She never would have done porn in the past. But with the rise in OnlyFans, she eventually did it. Like, if she did porn in the past, she never would have got a role on Sopranos. But she didn't. She got the role on Sopranos. She used that fame to then build a pornography career that most likely she never would have done if it wasn't for OnlyFans. And the owner of OnlyFans actually died recently, which I'm not going to say is a bad thing necessarily. He was also the #1 donor to AIPAC. So another big thing about it is, like, if you're supporting OnlyFans, you were basically saying all glory and honor to Benjamin Netanyahu, was just another way to look at it. But like I said, this is feminism when it's truly practiced. You have women divorcing their husbands because they have success on OnlyFans. And then I want to take it to this. I want to show you guys videos of some of these OnlyFans whores and what their actual interactions with the people who consume their content is like. Because not only are they pushing like a disgusting addiction and a disgusting thing out into society and completely ruining their reputation, their relationship with their families, etc. It's like, imagine being a dad, raising your daughter for 18 years for her to just become an OnlyFans whore and selling her nudes for $4. $4 a month is what these women are selling pictures of their tits for. Actually insane. But look at this interaction. This guy spent over $1 million on her. An absolutely disgusting individual, both of them. Both these people need to be put in the slave camps. The people consuming and the people pushing out the OnlyFans content need to be put in the slave camps. But this is like the interaction right here. And one, I want you to show you. Look at the utter disgust on her face by this individual. She will gladly take this person's money. She's not even talking to this individual. Like, to let you guys know how the industry works is like, when people are big on OnlyFans, they don't actually like, a big part of OnlyFans is like the people will message the creators and be like, oh, I want you to make this for me. I want you to do a video of this for me. They'll like, pay to text them throughout the day, blah, blah, blah. You're not actually talking to these whores. You're talking to some retard in India or some like fucked up third world country who is doing this from an office. You are talking to a man. All the sexting, all the blah, blah, that's all coming from a man. And this girl has been taking millions of dollars from this person, completely disgusted by meeting him in person, and feels like physically threatened by seeing this person in person. And you could just see, like, they're both, like, just disgusting creatures. But this is what feminism has led to, is, like, moments like this.
Hi. It's nice to finally meet you. You're much fatter in person.
What?
You're much fatter in person.
Fatter?
Yeah.
Motherfucker's gonna charge back. Oh my god.
So what kind of things are you into?
I don't really want to talk to you after you said that. That was so mean.
But he gets a pass. Like, he's giving you like millions, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, I rank the videos in order of like weirdness. This is only going to get fucking like you'll really see the bad side of it as these videos evolve.
Anything you want to say about yourself?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I'm scared.
Motherfucker,
Like,
I'm
we don't
scared.
have to watch the whole thing, but you can just see like how uncomfortable the entire situation is. And it's because she knows she's doing something shameful. Like, deep down, these women know they're doing something shameful. Myron Gaines even tweets out, this is what selling your soul looks like. This is a follow-up from the same, like, segment they were doing.
Because you're just here, like, talking about you, not really you, but he's saying, like, oh, you and you, like, let's go upstairs and let me, like, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry I don't want to stream with you, and that's what we're talking about the whole time. I get fucking DMs like that a million times a day.
Yeah, and
oh,
I literally
let me come
said,
and fuck you.
and I literally said to him, I was like,
oh, why
you
didn't
guys
you go
could go do your
upstairs and
thing.
fuck me? Like,
I was like,
what?
you guys can do your thing.
Okay, and that's like, I'm just not into it. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah, I can't blame you. It's like, I wouldn't be either.
So this woman is an OnlyFans whore who posts pictures of her tits, pussy, and ass online for $4 a month. But she is upset that people are sexualizing her. It's like, what did you expect? Did you expect people to come up to you and present you flowers and, like, treat you like a fucking queen? You're a whore. That's all you are. That's all you ever will be. You are a whore. When your kids are born, inevitably, they will kill themselves because their mother was a whore. I promise you this. My kid will bully the fuck out of you. I mean, that's a little rude. I shouldn't say. I don't want to raise my kid to be a bully. But my kid will probably bully your kid if your mom's a fucking OnlyFans whore. I can almost guarantee that.
But it's like,
Yeah, like, I don't want to look at his fucking gapped out teeth. I'm sorry. I just can't handle it.
okay, so that's where you just say skip this contestant.
I did it the first time. I just don't think it's funny. It's, like, weird.
Okay, so
And yes, I do OnlyFans. I know I'm gonna be sexualized, but like sometimes, like it got to a point, like okay, you said 4 times you want to run a fucking Paris, whatever the fuck on me, bring me upstairs and fuck me. Like okay, I'm kind of uncomfortable now. Like I'm done.
I would, yeah, right. I would tell her
Right?
that.
But why are you surprised? Why are you surprised, you fucking idiot? This is what you signed up for. You signed up to be a whore, and you're upset that you're being treated like a whore. What, you're sad he didn't offer to take you out to dinner and buy you flowers and fly you out to a foreign fucking country? Sorry, you're a whore. You don't get any of that. You're a whore. The only thing interesting about you to these people is your tits, pussy, and ass. That's it. They don't care about the words coming out of your mouth. They don't care about what you actually want. They don't care about your family. They don't care about you. You are a whore. You signed up for this, and now you're complaining about it. Like, this is how stupid these bitches are. And then again, we can keep going on. There's this other girl. This girl used to be like a Disney girl. Listen to how like fucked up, like, again, like pornography went from like centerfolds in magazines where it was like a picture of a girl's tits and maybe you got like full frontal. Like that was the craziest you were getting, was like full frontal. And then now this is where it's at. Like this is when Charlie Kirk talked about like porn is like an addiction where you just keep chasing it, where eventually you're just watching like really fucked up shit. Like this is the perfect example of that.
What is the craziest request a guy has asked you on OnlyFans?
All right, don't look at me differently. Okay, but one time I got a request. And they were like, could you please pee in a plastic bag and send it to me?
Wait, did you send it?
Yeah, I did. Like, come on now. It was like $50K. And I was like, you know, sometimes you just want to go buy like a Birkin.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, honestly, like, even if I did it, I could just like give the money to somebody too. Like, yeah, it could be bad money, like gross money, but like I could just give it to a homeless person. That's good for the world, right?
What is the
No, I would rather the person just stay homeless. It's just so disgusting. Like, it went from centerfolds in magazines to a guy paying $50,000 for a freshly 18-year-old girl to pee in a bag and mail him the piss. That's where we're at in society. That's how far this has evolved. And then again, we got one more video I want to show you here. This is this same girl with her. So the first girl, that was one of Clav's OnlyFans bitches. And that was her top spender. The guy who spent millions. This is this girl with her top spender as well. And again, 1, you could see just how uncomfortable it is. 2, you could see how much of a fucking retard and a faggot this guy is. And 3, you could just see how far this all has gone. We need a complete course correction where porn is made illegal, not protected under the First Amendment.
In the last 3 months, you spent $700,000 on me, almost $1 million. So I just want to ask you.
Excuse me, close to 750.
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting about the car that you bought me.
Yes, you deserved it.
Thank you so much. I'm probably gonna go out with my boyfriend tonight to like a steak dinner.
You know I don't like when you say your boy.
And you notice how she has a bodyguard standing right behind her because she feels uncomfortable, because she knows she's doing something shameful. She knows she made herself into a whore. And all the people who are subscribing to this and paying for this are just going to treat her as a whore.
So was it worth it?
To give you the money?
To come here today?
Yes. My only problem, and I'll be honest with you, can I say one thing that might be a little off and kind of hurts me a little bit? How many times have I said, I like your feet? And you wear socks?
Well, would you like me to take them off?
Yes, I would. What did you say to him?
Nothing. I'm just gonna take off.
No, you said something.
No, I was just making sure he's okay. He looks parched, doesn't he?
Like, if you have to, like, warn your security guard about this guy before you know, further the interaction, that should be sign number 1 that you're in the wrong fucking career path, that this career path is not a good one. Her dad is probably so fucking disappointed. I pray for all these women. I pray for their fathers. I pray for the young men who are consuming this content. Stop consuming this content. It is evil. It is demonic. It is ruining your mind. It will ruin your life. And also, beyond that, it's just financially draining. You're paying a woman to be a whore. It's disgusting. It is immoral. It is frowned upon in the church. It is frowned upon in society and should be a lot more frowned upon. But yeah, that's the videos I had to show. There was one other thing I saw, and I don't even know, because it's kind of unrelated, but it's just to show, like, the difference between men and, it's kind of dumb. But now that I already mentioned it, I feel like I got to show it. But there was this tweet I saw, which I thought was kind of funny. So this guy goes, look at the difference, men versus women. Women are liars. He goes, what do you think of this chick I'm going out with? And then the guy goes, she is disgusting. What the fuck? And then the girl goes, she is beautiful, have fun. And it's like, women will just lie. And that's one of the reasons that it's become so socially acceptable for OnlyFans, is because these women have been lied to. They've been lied to by other women. Women have supported this. Women have encouraged this. And because of feminization, because of feminism, because of all these problems, we are now seeing how big it's gotten. We are now seeing real negative impacts in society with morale of young men, porn addiction for young men, the financial abuse of young men, all these things. It's absolutely grotesque and disgusting. My final call to action on it is, I want every single one of my viewers, every single one of you, and again, use ChatGPT if you don't want to actually write it. Use ChatGPT if it's too difficult for you to actually write a letter out, but write a letter, a one-page letter, 2 to 3 paragraphs maximum. Keep it short, sweet, concise, but write to your local representative. Find out who your local representative is in your state and write to them saying, I want you to push for pornography to be illegal. I want you to push for it to not be protected under the First Amendment anymore. And here is why. List out the financial reasons, list out the societal reasons, list out the shame reasons, list out the implications on family and the dating market, etc. List out all the reasons and write a one-page letter on it. If all my viewers can do that, if thousands of you can do that, that would be incredible for society. And probably it won't happen. But at least we can get it on the fucking map. At least we can start talking about it more openly. Like I said, without Charlie Kirk, we don't have anybody talking about this shit. We have nobody talking about this anymore. So it is like everybody after Charlie died was like, oh, we are Charlie Kirk now. We're going to finish his, we're going to finish his mission. We're going to carry it out. And obviously Turning Points went away from that. So it is our fucking duty. If we actually want to stop the spread of pornography, we have to take it into our own hands. Write your representatives today, tonight, tomorrow morning. Write them. Send them a letter. Send them a letter once a week. And again, you can have it written by ChatGPT. You can literally type in a ChatGPT, write me a one-page concise argument on why pornography is bad for society, specifically OnlyFans, and then say, address it to the congressman, my local representative. This is where I'm located in the country. It will find your representative. It will address it to them. It will even give you the mailing address to send it to. And you got to pay 30 cents postage. And to anyone who actually does it, I will pay your postage. I will pay your postage. Not that that's going to be the problem, but if it's a little bit of an incentive boost for you guys to do it, I will pay your fucking postage. Send these letters today. Send them tomorrow. Send them every fucking week. They can be written by ChatGPT. They can be written from your heart. I don't give a shit. But let's carry out this message. Let's actually fulfill the words of Charlie Kirk where he says, let's end pornography in this country. I'm done with it. I'm done with the OnlyFans whores. I'm done with the fucking porn conglomerates. I'm done with the normalization of it on social media. I'm done with the people who want to build these like AI sex chatbots. I'm done with all of it. It's gone too far. It will continue to go even further. We need to stop it now before it gets worse, especially with the rise in AI. It is only going to get way worse. It will only get worse. But yeah, that's been the entire show for the day. I think we might go into our comments section. I think we got through everything I wanted to get through. But okay, let's go over to our comment section. Let's get that pulled up. Let's get it pulled up right here. One moment here. My dog is fucking, what is she? She's like biting at like one of my shirts. Sorry, I gotta tell her to relax a bit. She's like, what the fuck? She's like biting one of my shirts, and I'm just over here, and I'm like, I'm on camera. I can't get up to do anything about it. I just gotta fucking scream out to her. But okay, we're gonna go into our comments. Thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for being fans of the show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comment at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow on all platforms, join the Telegram channel, and check out our website, autv.shop. autv.shop. We have new merch hitting the store tomorrow as well. But okay, let's go right into the comments. Someone says, been thinking, I'm wondering if the manosphere blowback on OF girls just ended up legitimate. Yeah, you are right. You are right. It like, as much as like we kind of enjoy the content of like Fresh and Fit, and we enjoy the content of the Whatever podcast and all these things, What it did is, like, it gave these women platforms to go, you know, like, if you don't think there's some, like, young, retarded guy who watched that, who then went and subbed to these girls only, like, I can almost guarantee the reason the girls go on there is they don't go on there to be shit on for 5 straight hours. They go on there because they know they're going to make money. They're not getting paid a lot by, like, the whatever podcast or Fresh and Fit. They're going to get paid because they're going to get new subs to their OnlyFans by the viewers of these platforms. So the viewers of these, like, the owners of these platforms, like Myron Gaines, the whatever, Brian Atlas with whatever. It's like, you know, I kind of like the guys, but at the same time, they know what they're doing. They know it's negative. They know they're, like, allowing these women to make more money. And sure, you can make the argument that it was going to happen regardless. Why not shit on them a bit, make some content? But still, it's not good. I do not like it. And I think Charlie Kirk was actually open about that as well. But yeah, it did normalize them a little bit. It did give them some legitimacy. Like, it's not great. But okay, here we go. First comment.
I couldn't imagine being that retarded.
I know, all the people on that yesterday were so fucking dumb.
What's your favorite saint? Mine is Saint George. He killed a dragon.
St. Thomas Aquinas, probably.
How big of a pedophile are you?
I'm actually pretty short. I'm not that big. You know, if I was big, maybe it'd be a little different, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm not a pedophile. But that is just a retarded comment. It's like, okay, kill yourself.
What are your thoughts on MDUD?
Don't even know what it is. MDUD? The fuck even is that?
You do this stupid shit in row to make people like me post about how you think I'm gonna listen to a child shut up about shaving. Probably ain't got pubes, boy. Shut up and talk. Fuck dude, you're irritating. Bet you won't comment this in next chat or show punk you are like 12.
Yeah, pussy? Yeah, pussy? Suck my fucking dick. Wait, one thing, why are you talking about my pubes, you fucking freak? You fucking weirdo. Second of all, I made a comment about how I shaved my beard. Suck my fucking dick. Why are you so teed up about it? Kill yourself, faggot. Like, what? Oh, you won't show this comment on your next show? Kill yourself. Fuck you. Who are you, pussy? Shut the fuck up. Go do something productive with your life instead of being a worthless faggot online. Like, what a fucking loser. You're talking about your beard. Kill yourself. Who fucking cares about you? Shut the fuck up.
Felons can vote, bro.
Yeah, not really. Like, it depends where you're at, but not really.
I like gambling too, but Dan Bilzerian was more famous for the Instagram machine guns and sluts in bikinis than gambling. He's the ultimate degenerate, and for a crowd that likes to call people degenerate, it's weird that you ever even liked him to begin with.
Yeah, well, I knew him from YouTube videos of him gambling. That's how I knew him. I didn't know about his fucking, like, when I heard about his Instagram and all that was when I read his book. Like, that's when I learned, like, most of the Dan lore. Like, I knew who he was from the gambling stuff. You know, he was part of Molly's Game and all that. I found that all to be extremely interesting. Like the Tobey Maguire stories, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon stories, all that stuff. Found it to be really interesting. Didn't really know about any of the Instagram stuff until I read the book. And then I was like, oh shit, this guy is way more famous than I thought he was. I really didn't know much about him. But yeah, no, I mean, again, he's a fucking idiot. Who cares? And then I responded to that. And then the guy goes, fair. Here's his response to my response where I explained that.
Fair enough. You want to go play blackjack at the Hard Rock in Hollywood sometime? LOL.
I responded to him this, which is a true statement, true story. I said, I've been kicked out of that casino for trying to count cards once, but I'm sure they would let me back in. That's actually, during COVID, I learned how to count cards. It's really not that hard, actually. It's not hard to learn how to do. It's hard to get away with, because the problem is, like, all these casinos, they have AI cameras that, like, even if you're losing money, they'll know that you're counting cards just by the way you're raising and lowering your bets, certain things like that. So it's really hard to get away with. And to be honest, in most casinos now, you can only get away with it outside of, like, Vegas. Most casinos you're in, you can only get away with it in the high limits room. And like I said, when I say get away with it, I mean you can, like, you don't even have the ability to count cards outside of the high limits room in most casinos, because they'll use CSMs, which are randomized shufflers for the cards that shuffle just 24/7 between all hands, so you can never actually get a count. But in high limits, they do like six deck shoes, and then you have the ability to at least attempt to count. But the problem is, like I said, the cameras will get you instantly if the pit boss doesn't first. But yeah, I mean, I would, I don't know. I don't know who you are, to be honest. So, like, you know, Send me a DM on Instagram. Like, if you're not a total fucking freak, like, yeah, I will. Like, if you're not a total freak, I will. Someone said, look up MDUD. I don't want it. Like, what even is it? Like, what is it? It's a fucking weird anime show? Okay, like, no. What was the question the guy asked originally? What are your thoughts on MDUD? I looked it up. It's a weird anime show. I'm not a fan of anime. I've never been a fan. Just not interesting to me.
Why don't they build their own schools and pay for their own things? No, they have a goal of pushing people off their land and get those same people to pay for them to live there. They are parasites. This same thing happened in Europe in the early 1900s.
Oh, that's on the Tyler Oliveira episode about the Lakewood, New Jersey thing. Damn, that's a throwback. That's when we still had Fidel on the show. Throwback.
When do we get the 7-minute YouTube video of Yuri Bezmenov so we can understand why these 100 libtar sacks of communist trash think and say the retarded things they do? Source of the problem. Manja James P.
That's not how you spell manja, first of all. That's not how you spell manja. The Yuri's Bezmenov, I looked. I would get copyrighted if I did it, and I already have 2 copyright strikes on my account. So, I can't do it. At least now. You know, until I get those away, and maybe I'll take another copyright strike. But yeah, I can't do it. I wish I could. Maybe I could do it on, like, Kick, but I don't think I can get away with it on Spotify and YouTube. Someone said, just watch the video of Russian dude headbutting a drone and walked away. That's bad. Holy shit, that's crazy. I didn't see that video.
Also bro, you gotta burn the boats on the Fuente stick riding man. He has officially sussed me out after Leonardo dismantled him and his stances on Charlie Kirk and Jeff Epstein.
Okay. Leonardo is like a retarded comedian, and she's a woman. Like, again, like, I'm gonna hold you accountable a little bit there, Rogue. Women trying to, like, discredit men, we're just not even listening. We're not listening at all. She's a retarded comedian, and she's not even that funny. Like, she makes like one funny Jew joke. It's like, she's a female comedian. Are we really gonna? Someone said War Monitor on Telegram. There's whoever just sent that. Do you have me on Telegram? Can you send that to me on Telegram so I could? I don't know if I think I'm in the War Monitor thing, but I don't want to go look right now. I'll look after the show. But again, no, like, Nick's take on Charlie Kirk is pretty good, I would say. It's him saying that it's similar to what I've said, where it's just the narrative of the FBI is not 100% correct. There are some weird things there, and there's definitely a lot more to the story. But the narrative that, like, Erica Kirk conspired to kill Charlie, it just seems way too outlandish for me, and it seems like it's gone nowhere for Candace. So again, I think there's a healthy middle ground between the two. And the Jeff Epstein thing, it's like, again, me and Nick feel fairly similar about that as well, where it's like, it was a problem, or it is a problem. You know, the guy was awful. The guy is completely condemnable. He was a Jewish supremacist and a pedophile and a sex trafficker. But the true answer is we're never going to get the information on it. No matter how hard we push, we will never get the information on it because it doesn't even exist in the United States. And this is what I've been saying since last summer. I've been saying this since, like, well before the Epstein files or any of the, like, Nick Epstein controversies even come out. I've said the files are in Tel Aviv. They are not coming out because they don't exist in this fucking country. Jeffrey Epstein was a Jewish Mossad spy who was working against American and global interests for organized Jewry and Jewish supremacy. If you think that those files exist anywhere in America, it just doesn't exist. They're in Tel Aviv. That's where the files are. And again, like, when Nick said he's not a pedophile, his point was not that he's not saying that he didn't act like that. What he did wasn't a problem. He's saying that you need to create a second classification where you, like, group people who fuck prepubescent and postpubescent people. Like, that, there should be a difference there because one is objectively more evil, even though they're both very evil. So again, like, all the, like, criticisms about Nick with Epstein and with Charlie, it's super taken out of context. They make it seem like Nick is just, like, completely supporting Kash Patel's FBI narrative surrounding Charlie Kirk. Not true at all. Nick questions that narrative. He just doesn't buy into the trapdoors and the palm pistols, energy weapons, and the B theories and the, you know, like, Candace seeing shit in her dreams. He's not buying into that, which I didn't either from the start. And then the Epstein thing, like I said, It's not that he's okay with Epstein. It's one, he's making jokes about it, which we should like. The thing about comedy is like you can't like draw a line. You can't say like, oh, like, you know, the left tried to cancel all comedians and make comedy like, you know, dead. It's like, okay, like if we're going to reopen comedy, we're not going to start drawing lines. Like we can either joke about it all or we can joke about nothing. But saying like, oh, you could joke about Hitler and you could joke about 9/11 and you could joke about this. But if you talk about Epstein and make a joke about that, like that's just crazy. That's just tone policing. We can make jokes about Epstein the same way we can make jokes about Osama bin Laden. We can make jokes about Epstein the same way we make jokes about slaves. We can make jokes about Epstein the same way we make jokes about Hitler. Like, people make Hitler edits, and that's fine. But then somebody makes an Epstein edit, and it's like, holy shit, the world's ending. It's like, come on. Like, really? It's just, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. And to be honest, a lot of it just comes from everything being clipped out of context. That is the problem with, like, the clip era that we're in, is everything gets taken out of context now. Literally fucking everything. Literally everything gets taken out of context.
I see it, boys, I see it. But Jesus saves. Hold my beer, boys. Rogue about to debate James on Fuentes.
Rogue, I would accept that. If you wanted to come on my show, even if you didn't want to face docs, because you're in Canada, you could probably get arrested for some of the things you say. You don't have free speech there. But if you wanted to, like, hop in, like, a Discord call, like, faceless, and debate me on Nick Fuentes, I would take the pro side, you would take the anti side. I would gladly do that. That would be 10 times more entertaining than me debating Christian on what a fucking melting pot is. But yeah, it's retarded, in my opinion.
Keep up the great work, James. Know that you are really entertaining. Question about the background. Do you use some computer program or green screen? It look awesome.
No, we're actually on Epstein's Island right now. This is Little St. James Island. Yes, this is a green screen. Yeah, this is a green screen right here. I just had ChatGPT make the image. I just told it what I wanted. I just told it what I wanted. It made me my studio. Really, there's just a wall behind me with a green screen covering the wall. It's really not that exciting. Like if I did, like this is what it looks like without the image there. It's really just an image on the green screen. That's what happens if I take away the green screen. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's actually not that pretty. Not that pretty. Okay, let's keep going on with the comment. I appreciate it, though. Appreciate all the comments. Thank you.
You need to look into Nick. He's a shill for Randy Fine going against Dan. He's a Fed.
Dude, saying he's supporting Randy Fine is just a clear misrepresentation, and it proves either one of two things. One, it proves that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you're making stuff up because you think it sounds right. Or second, it proves that you know you're wrong and you're just saying it to try and make him look bad. Nick has openly supported Aaron Baker, the person going against Randy Fine, the other Republican on the ticket. And here's the thing about Dan Bilzerian. He has no chance of winning when you think about it. He lives in Las Vegas. He didn't even know what the district was that he was running in because he tried to hold an event in that district, and he ended up booking a place outside the district and had to cancel the event at the last second. This is a guy who doesn't even live in Florida, doesn't live in that district, is running in that district. He's running in the district basically with his platform being like, I'm going to blame the Jews for literally everything. And then he's somebody who openly said, I want the low IQ anti-Semites. Like, the low IQ anti-Semites are the people who stand outside a synagogue and call people kikes as they walk out. That's not okay. That will never be socially acceptable. And I have my problems with Jewish supremacy, but I will never support somebody who just goes and harasses people in that manner. That's just disgusting. What people would consider high IQ anti-Semitism is being able to connect the dots on how Jewish supremacy and organized Jewry is hurting America and hurting the world. That is what we need. We don't need more people standing outside synagogues, calling people kikes and saying that we need to kill Israelis. That's not helping anybody. It's not going to get anyone elected. It's not going to get anybody off watch list. All you're doing is implicating people. And again, there's going to be a time where, God forbid, but there will be a time that a schizophrenic hears Dan talking or one of his people talking, and they're going to do something horrific. And again, we talk about how political violence needs to stop all the time. That includes religious violence, no matter who it's against. I don't want Muslims to get killed. I don't want Jews to get killed. And I definitely don't want Christians to get killed. I want people to live in harmony. But at the same time, I do want to restructure the power within America, restructure the government a bit in America. I want a nationalist president and a nationalist country. But we don't need to like threaten to kill people and harass people to get there. And that's what you're going to get out of that, which is just not good. But yeah, to say that that Nick is supporting Randy Fine is just a clear misrepresentation or just a complete and utter lie. It's one of the two. Christian goes, bro, I just want to challenge you on genetics. It proves both of them are grifter. That's just retarded. Christian, like, what do you want to challenge me on genetics about? About genetics with IQ? Like, it's scientifically proven that genetics, like, that IQ is genetics. So, like, I don't even know what you want to argue. Someone said Dan is 12% Jewish. But we knew that. Like, I guess most people didn't know that till today, but I knew that. I knew that. I've known that for years. Someone dropped it in a group chat, and they're like, did you know Dan is Jewish? And it's like, yeah, it's in his book. I read it in his book. Like, it's in the Mel Gibson chapter. I read it in his book. He put it in there. It's crazy. Like, all the people who are like, they're just finding all this stuff out about Dan, it's like, okay, just give me one moment. Give me one moment. For all the people just finding shit out about Dan, it's all in here. Every fucking thing he's done is in this book. Every shitty thing he's ever done is in his book. Like, literally, you could open to a random page and it's going to be something fucked up. Like, it's going to be something fucked up anywhere. Like, and it's a complete book of degeneracy. Like, you read something, like, the way the book starts is, it starts with, like, everybody's like, oh, his father is a scammer. It's like, yeah, you would know that if you read the book, because page 1 of the book is called Prison. When his dad went to prison. When his dad went to prison. It is page fucking 1 of the book. Chapter 1, page 1. Like, holy shit. And the people are like, oh, this is shocking. It's like, how the fuck do you not know? It's in a book. It's here. It's here for you to read. He wrote every crime and every fucked up thing he's ever done in his life in this book. This whole book is an admission of every fucked up thing he's ever done. Literally, everything he's done. Like, this book has pornography in it. Like, it's blurred out, but there's, like, pornography. Like, this book is just so fucking insane and disgusting. Like, it's just insane. And it's like, people are, like, shocked to learn this. It's like, no, it's all in here. It's all in this book. It's all in this book. Like, we'll go to the... Where's the page where he... Let's see. It's, like, around here. Around here. Where he... I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's around here somewhere where he... I thought it was. I don't know. I thought the thing with him being Jewish was somewhere towards the end. Maybe not. My point is, it's like all the people were shocked. They're like, oh, did you know this about Dan? And it's like, yes, because I read the fucking book. And he admitted all of it in the book. He talks about fucking tens of thousands of women. He talks about gambling escapades. He talks about women eating his asshole in this book. Like, do I have to say anymore? Like, this guy is a degenerate. Okay, let's go on now.
Thank God our nation's capital isn't named something America First like District of Columbia.
Okay. Like, why? What's the point of statements?
You should do a Skyrim Civil War playthrough.
Never
you could
played
be
Skyrim.
a true Nord, a son and rightful heir of Skyrim. Get rid of the Thumber Embassy, Jews and APAC, and make the land whole again while killing dragons.
I've literally never played.
Jordan was stronger, taller, faster, and more skilled than James was at any point in his career. Jordan and Curry are the only two in contention for the GOAT.
You say, are you retarded? Are you actually fucking retarded, Jamin? That has to be rage bait. He goes, Jordan is stronger, taller, and faster and more skilled than LeBron. LeBron is taller than Jordan. LeBron weighed like 100 pounds on Jordan. He was definitely stronger than Jordan. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you even, like, holy shit. Here we go. I'm gonna, like, are you retarded? Like, okay, LeBron James, height and weight. 6'9", 250. 6'9", 250. And this is at the end of his career. Jordan, height and weight. 6'6", 216. Shut the fuck. He's taller and faster and stronger. It's like, no the fuck he's not, by any means. Like, what are you fucking... You're just talking out of your ass. You don't even know what you're saying. You don't even know what the fuck you're saying. Holy shit. Some people are retarded. He's taller. It's like, no, the fuck he's not. Jordan was a shooting guard. LeBron was like a guy who played every single position. LeBron in the finals versus the Warriors played point guard through center, all in a game. Tell me when Jordan did that. Tell me when Jordan played center well.
I'm proud that I've never smoked weed.
Good for you, Christian. That's awesome.
What was that stuff about Catholicism? If she has other beliefs, why are you trying to tell her beliefs are? And also the bull about the Holocaust.
I don't even know what the fuck you're saying there. Do not even know what you're saying. Alright, we're just moving on from that. It's all Christian just rambling.
Jordan was so much better than Curry and LeBron. Not even a competition.
Dude, you're saying that because you're from Chicago. That is literally the only reason you're saying that. LeBron leads him in like every major statistic. Every single major statistic, like steals, blocks, rebounds, shots, made threes. LeBron is the all-time points leader. LeBron is more champion. Like, I just... The only argument for Jordan is that he's 6-0 in the finals. But again, if you think Jordan would have won the finals versus the Warriors with Curry, Clay, Durant, Draymond, and JaVale McGee, like, you're fucking insane if you think they were ever winning that.
LeBron is just overall a trash player. I gotta agree with Charlie Kirk on this one.
Okay, like... And they all say, oh, the league is soft now. It's like, that only hurts LeBron. If LeBron played in a more physical league, it would help him. He is a tank.
Who wins in a fight? Prime John Cena or Prime Dwayne Johnson?
Who gives a shit? They're WWE fighters. It's not even, like, a better thing would be, like, who wins in a fight? Prime Tyson, Prime Muhammad Ali. I would say probably, like... I would say they would... If they fought 3 times, Muhammad would win 2. That's the better question. It's like John Cena or Dwayne Johnson. Who gives a shit? It's not even fucking real. They decide the outcomes before the event starts. Sure, the pain of the fight is real, but the outcome is pre-decided.
Also, Jamin, stop questioning my knowledge about things. It's getting annoying.
All right, relax.
Also, James, none of my comments last episode were ChatGPT. Literally, that was just Jamin trolling, but none of my comments last episode were long enough to be ChatGPT.
Okay, great. Okay, we're getting to the end of the comments here. Holy shit. It's fucking...
If Khamzat moves up, he's guaranteed to fight Paulo Costa for the interim belt, and that's a great fight.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
But I hate the argument that Khamzat didn't perform well cause of his weight cut. Cause we saw him dominate DDP.
Yeah, but those things catch up to you over time. And, like, he's been bulking more. Like, if you look at him in the past versus now, like, he's definitely a bit bigger now. So it probably impacts him a bit more. That's the reason I say the weight. It's not the only. I mean, Sean just outfought him. Sean was a dog, and Sean is a dog. And Sean has the conditioning and heart of a lion. I mean, he's incredible. The determination, like, it's unmatched. But the weight cut affected Khamzat more than most people realize. And I think, like, as he goes to light heavyweight, people will see it more.
Have you seen that new Australian movie titled Beast? It's a very good boxing movie starring Russell Crowe. It came out in April. You should watch it.
Australian movie called Beast? No. My favorite boxing movie might be, like, Bleed for This. I love that one. I don't know. I don't think I've heard of this. I'll check it out. I love movies. I'm a big movie guy. I always have been.
Bro thinks LeBron is better than Jordan. What's next? You're going to say Mahomes is better than Brady and Montana? Or Eli is better than Peyton?
Okay, well, like, now you just sound like a retard. Like, here's the thing. Like, you are not being objective. I am. That's the difference. You are from Chicago, so you think Jordan is the greatest thing to ever be fucking born and invented. Like, no. Sorry. LeBron is better by every fucking statistical category. And no, Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Not even close. Mahomes will never touch what Brady was able to accomplish. Peyton is 10 times better than Eli. Eli just had a few good fucking seasons, and that's it. Like, shut the fuck up.
Leonardo the Great just smacked over the head with a chair Nick the Gaylord Fatboy Fuentes.
Okay. Like, Leonardo's a fucking, like, bitch-ass comedian woman who's not even that funny. Like, how are we going to make arguments that, like, we're going to now take the advice of, like, female comedians? Like, what is this turning into? Like, what is this turning into where it's like, okay, we're going to ignore the young Catholic man who stuck by his Catholic beliefs through all this adversity to listen to a retired whore retired whore comedian woman. Like, what?
LeBron is a wannabe Jordan. That's why he wears the number 23 and isn't original.
Who gives a shit? And his game is so different. If you want to say anybody was emulating Jordan, it was two people. One is Allen Iverson. It was a different style of play, but, you know, he does credit everything to Jordan. And then the second would obviously be Kobe. Kobe's by far the most comparable to Jordan. I would even argue that Kobe was a better version of Jordan. I would even go as far as to say that. Kobe is a better version of Jordan. Kobe had a more killer instinct than Jordan, just in a tougher time in the NBA. The teams that Kobe had to face were a lot tougher than the teams that Jordan had to face. When you look at the superstar talent that Jordan had to beat to get to the finals, it is nothing in comparison to what Kobe and LeBron had to get to theirs, or Dirk to get to his. And Dirk, I'm not saying Dirk's better than Jordan, but I mean, what Dirk did in 2011 was arguably one of the greatest performances by a basketball player in history. One of the greatest things. I mean, I would put LeBron's 2016 comeback with it, arguably some of the greatest things ever. Ugh. But okay, that's all the comments. Holy shit. I felt like that was a lot. I feel like that was a lot. We just did that for like 30 minutes. Christian goes the other day, I miss you doing comments for 30 minutes. Like, I don't. I do them for 30 minutes and I want to kill myself at the end. Literally want to fucking die. No, I don't. But okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being fans of the show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment, read all the comments at the end of each show, rate the show 5 stars on Spotify, join the Telegram channel, check out our website, autv.shop, autv.shop, and get all your America Unfiltered goods. And like I said, we'll have more stuff on there tomorrow. If you want to stay updated, make sure to join the Telegram, follow on all socials. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being fans of the show, and I will see you guys again tomorrow on Wednesday. Hope you guys do have a blessed night. Thank you. The America you once knew is dead. Forget everything you thought you knew. You have been lied to. Used. Turned into a machine whose only use is repeating political talking points that do not serve you. Voting for politicians that don't care about you, and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever, but there is no evidence to support that thought. There is evidence to show that the chance of us surviving is a lot slimmer than the chance of us existing for another 250 years. Your mind is broken. Andrew Tate famously said when asked about the easiest way to accomplish physical goals. He said this to convey the truth that anything that is valuable is difficult to achieve, but worth it. The mind of America is broken. The older generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generations are lost, and the middle class has disappeared. $100,000 a year was once a respectable salary, a goal for most. Now it is not enough to qualify for a mortgage. Boomers have made home prices so unaffordable that Gen Z has stopped even thinking about it as an obtainable goal. Blackstone and other private equity companies have been investing in the single-family home market for years now, and we are starting to see the impacts of this in our country. Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed, which has halted home sales. The actions of the boomers and the private equity companies has left an entire generation behind. Older generations don't understand our generation at all. They think we don't work and don't study like them because we are lazy. When in reality, our school systems are harder and less rewarding than ever before, and working accomplishes nothing more than survival for most. My grandfather bought his first house for the equivalent of 10 chickens. He worked barely minimum wage and was able to provide for himself, my grandmother, and 3 children. Over time, he made more and became more successful, but his path to success would be impossible in today's day and age. If you worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1,160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you save 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much, because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. Females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our mind are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave. the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them.